Yoga for healing. It was 8:18 when I sat here again, because I've been sitting here for a while, a couple of hours, meditating, and right before I decided I was going to turn on the camera, the time was 8:18. 8:18. So I looked it up. The 818 angel number signifies imminent change and new beginnings, often associated with abundance and personal growth. It serves as a reminder to stay positive and embrace the transformations coming your way. Significant changes. And 888-777-666-444-222. It's like, in my mind, I've also been hearing and getting like the clock ticking down, but it's not like in hours or minutes. It's like in the seconds. But it's still, I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's already going slow because it's in the second. Well, the second hand usually goes fast, but it's going in slow motion. The second hand is. Not the second hand, the second, Time ticking down is what I'm getting. Countdown. It's a countdown. I also feel like I didn't see the Super Bowl, but I picked up, because I saw a picture of some couple that got married at the Super Bowl with that Bad Bunny guy. There's something significant about that. I'm sure there was more, but I haven't looked into it. Quite bores me, actually. 8:22 on the clock. Now, let's see. Oh, music. Hey, Google. Play Smooth Jazz Cafe Ambience. No copyright on YouTube. Oh, we're going to do the Celtic Cross. Let's see. Celtic Cross is what it will be. So we are going to first put their present position up. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Trapped. Let's see. The present position. In karmic bill. This is Hump Day Wednesday, right? 9 of Swords. They're feeling trapped, stuck. The other day, yesterday, it came out in a reading how they were blocked on all sides and you were protected on all sides. If it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. Karmicville is in despair. They're having nightmares. And I feel like their isolation that they're feeling is isolation because they don't want to show their face. Oh, they're seen. There's a high priestess in this situation somewhere. If not involved, she's aware. We've been getting a lot of water and air and fire elements. What is the challenge? for these in karmic veil. Wow. Two seconds. Oh, their challenges. Trying to gain control. To have this victory and forward movement. They're having issues with going on, continuing, moving forward. Because they have no self-discipline, no focus. Their mind is in shambles. They're confused from all the lies, all the deceit, all of the betrayal that they've done and participated in. We have Cancer, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, along with Mars and Gemini. Yes, yes, yes. 3 yeses about how they are stuck, trapped. First in their minds, now in the physical. Because they have no victory. They have no control. They may be fearless, reckless, immature. But their energy is a challenge. Their energy, that being of all that betrayal, dishonesty, is causing dis-ease. Dis-ease, which will be sending them to a hospital. Because they're stuck in the past controlled way of thinking. They're being controlled while they're trying to have control over something that's beyond them. That's what's going on here. Self-imprisonment, self-sabotage. What's gone on in the past to cause this situation? Wanting to fall sideways. This is what they've been focused on. Venus and Virgo. Being grounded. They've been focused on their security and their stability, but they've been reckless about how they've been trying to do this. Make it make sense. Wanting to fall sideways. They've been blocked from this. They're blocked from having this luxury and leisure. They didn't listen to their guides. They got all the signs. They call this being self-sufficient. They're blocked from it because they're not going about it the correct way. Now they're stuck in their head, ashamed, having nightmares, awake and asleep. Queen of Wands energy, possibly. We do see the Page of Wands here. But now that fire's being put out. This is water and fire, this Queen of Wands. But now they're lacking that self-confidence, that leadership skills that they thought they had. Which was only using their charisma and charm, shaking their ass. In the future, for this energy, these energies that's on this same wave, oh wow, they're spying and scrying. They were once able to see. They had that little spark, that light they didn't want to let shine. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. We have earth and air element. We have Aquarius in reverse. They were working really hard, but they are not a star. If they were, they're not anymore. Now they're fallen. Hopeless. They're feeling a great despair because they know what they've done. They know the swords that they swung. They had no faith in themselves. Not even their traumatized child, inner child that they have. Not on their future. They didn't realize this was going to be the price, actually. Maybe they didn't believe in selling your soul for a pentacle. That story was told long ago. They're stuck in negativity because you most likely have your sword up. Queen of Swords energy. You have the clarity, the wisdom, and the authority in your leadership. Being welcoming, but don't play with it. She lets everyone know she's fair. Giving constructive criticism just as she can take. Being objective. Always gaining new perceptions. Being creative with her leadership mind. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, more air element. And what is the goal here? They're stuck at the crossroads. They're at a stalemate. They have no moves. They're stuck in confusion. They can't make a decision because there's no way to turn. Now they're guarded, trying to find balance, maintain the little that they have. But they have a lot of difficult choices, more swords energy. All over pentacles. They're concerned about this hidden information and what an empress knows. Earth element, planet Venus. And Venus is going to be in Cancer. I can't remember when, but it's this month sometime. A divine feminine energy that's sitting in her abundance, minding her own, on her throne. And what is in the subconscious of these energies' minds? What is in the subconscious? A fishy offer, another play. Being naive, being childish, wanting to give you an offer in a Page of Cups energy because they want to try to mock and mirror the King of Cups, but they are too immature to even hold that mask to you. So for some, they may even come off as a King of Cups, but this is a Page of Cups energy that only has fishy offers because they have their head in the clouds or up their own ass. That's what I'd say. Head up their own. being your competition, these Karmicville citizens are going through a lot of changes. Number 5, a lot of fire. Things are heating up, but not in that lustful, arrogant passion that they're usually in, because they're in a 9 of Swords and they cannot move forward. They have no new plans. They are stagnated, stuck. They are not gaining any harvest, not abundance. They're not going to be sitting in the life of luxury, getting downloads that they abuse anymore. Now there's a lot of fights and arguments going on. If not with you, this is definitely in the background. And they may want to come in to fight you physically, to come in your space, to cause conflict, tensions. Because they're having a clashing of the ego, their own. And they want to take out some aggression. Saturn and Leo, they're feeling mighty strong. Yeah, that demon within that they allowed to grow, that's in control of them. And what is the advice for Karmicville citizens? They got options. They got choices, free will. It's time for them to search for their purpose. Get out of the illusions. Get out of the fantasies and daydreaming, thinking that's called manifesting. That's only wishful thinking. Those that are not able to make a decision, a choice of their own, and get out of that fogginess of these illusions are going to continue to fight, argue, be in competition with each other, being NPCs, being bots, being clones, which is part of the illusion that a lot of people believe that they're still human beings, but that's only just the outside. What is the external conflict situation? What is the external? Yeah, all they shit been blocked. They got a backfire coming. Boomerang effect on their head that's gonna break through those illusions, bitches. And they're trying to find balance. 2 of Pentacles. Earth energy, trying to be grounded. Jupiter in Capricorn. And Jupiter is one of those planets that's got major bang going on in February. Recognize your placements, know your strengths and your weaknesses. Learn how to control and maneuver yourself while you're trying to maneuver someone else, losing your own balance, falling into that ditch that you wanted someone else to fall in. Now you're stretching for resources. In this balancing act, you're trying to keep up. Oh, Lord, I feel a sneeze coming. Woo. Yeah, get out there. Boomerang. They say when you sneeze, when you're talking about something, making a point, it's that negative energy being removed. What is the hope and the fear in Karmicville? That someone will be giving, caring. Be gracious. Please, please, give to me. I need your help. I need your energy. I need your resources. They want you to say yes. Because you are grounded and you can give them stability, security. They can sleep in peace. They wouldn't be blocked. They could expand on those ideas they had, but they're in the upside down world, not quite seeing things correctly and not hearing from above, but from only below, being tricked, forgetting all about those trickster spirits. They want your generosity that you've put to an end. You've gone through transformations, and this is what they have to do also. The answer would be no. Deaden that. That's a no-go. Let go, release. Let them accept their fears, go through the shadow work, and heal, just as you did and still doing. And the outcome. What is the outcome? Sorrow, shame, regret, in their emotions, not being able to keep up with the tidal waves. Mars in Scorpio. Oh, yeah. Dang, with that Mars and this moon energy this month, oh yeah. That little sting gonna sting a little bit more. I'm hearing 10 times more. They still want you to give to them. They want you to feel sorrowful because they're disappointed in themselves because all of these swords they swung at you are coming back at them. And they need your protection. Because all the love and energy that you have already given to them, they poured it over. Kicked those cups. Didn't matter what was in it. Now you got your sword up. Sounds like they're out of luck. Maintain your Queen of Swords energy, your honesty, your independence, your ability to have the short answer no, and being okay. You're satisfied with it. It's on them how they feel on their end. It's all about perception. But you've got your sword up. Maintain that energy. And let them maintain what they've been sitting in. That's what you're guided to do. They're going to tug at your heartstrings. They're planning. They're looking ahead. Preparing for this rainy day. Hoping you'll be flexible. And that they could adapt to your energy. And that you would invest in them while they're spying. Still being deceitful. Still being manipulative. Still being dishonest. Has to come up with a plan. A strategy. How is that from the heart? Something they want to burn bright. They want your warm embrace. They want the sparks. They want your intimacy, your root chakra, so that they could disease you from the root to the solar plexus. They want to keep this phony love alive for their benefit, of course. Because see, when they lose your protection and they've lost their own, they know what's coming in this boomerang. They know everything they've done when they had their head up their ass, which they call head in the clouds. But it wasn't in the clouds. It wasn't going high. So what was that? A bunch of smoke, right? That's what I'd say. You have a radiant love. You create positivity and a warmth wherever you go. And they want you to have that with them. They want you to be optimistic and open. You're so happy. Why are you being so mean? Put your sword down. They don't want you to protect yourself. They are not protecting themselves. How can they protect you with this immature energy, this lack mindset, this no confidence? That is no ruler. That is no leader. There's no king on the table, but there is a reverse star. They were ambitious and they had faith in their plans, and they were very studious, very prominent in this situation that they made, being a prominent player, being a star, but in their south node, choosing to go dark. Now they're sitting in this Nine of Swords energy. Cards are always going on the floor. They don't want you to know that they were trying to plan this fine romance that is getting nowhere. They wanted you to get caught up in this whirlwind of romance, caught up in your feelings of the two stars together, power couple team, pulling at your heartstrings, wanting to strike a chord, hoping. They're clinging to hope. They were hoping that you would play along, be a match to their energy for balance, so that they could have serenity, peace, and not be in these sleepless nights, not being stuck, unmotivated, uncreative, and losing everything. This in reverse, you've lost everything. And it's time for this person to accept it. They better get to going back on the other reverse. They see how this side has gotten them. What about this movement and this idea of this fine romance they thought they would come in and have? Oh, there's been awareness brought, because they know that they were out being distracted, filling their life with other things instead of a power balance, having mutual respect and shared responsibilities. They're aware of this. There was no equality, no respect, no care. They're aware of this now. Now that they're being awakened, forced to explore. They wanted this sweet home that was empowered by love, that would have been strong. They're realizing their mistake. And now they're stuck in a stalemate. Now they're trying to think of what decision to make the perfect move, to keep this game at play. And this Nine of Pentacles energy, they need to stay strong. Fight for what they love and choose their battles wisely is the lesson they should learn. in the future. They may be communicating and saying what needs to be said. Only to maybe get this love story going again. To play this love song. To inspire a dance together. Pulling at those strings. And that's the way it's going to stay until I see something different. Because that's all we're seeing here on the table is pulling at your love story, making a love story, but nothing about love, but how they're aware that you're aware of their moves, their power play, and they've lost balance. On how to come into you to make this fishy offer. Because they cannot tug at those heartstrings. They're not able to. Because you know the songs, baby. And you always move at the right time, divine time, having faith and waiting until you find the right one. You're holding on with self-love because you know a true love, a divine love will come in soon. They had their heads in the clouds thinking that these illusions were solutions. But now all that energy they've sent to you is right back to them. They have no enduring bonds. They're not spending time with family in harmony and peace. They're not living in a sweet home. They're not settling down. There's no peace. They want to know how to come in and say the right words, to have you warm, to speak softly, to dispatch any disputes, because they know this shit is coming in. And they're unsure of how you would react because of the past decisions that they've made and their present decisions and situations over in Karmicville. They remember that burning bright passion, that stoke of passionate flame, that love that was alive, that was true, that was warm, that they were foolish, living in the clouds or with their head up their ass, however you want to put it. Mercury in Sagittarius, that 8 of Wands, blocked. They're unsure if you would be giving. You notice this is a 6 of Pentacles, of one person giving to one other. There's another on the sideline. You get my drift. They want to have you give to them. There's no reciprocation, and you're not down for a quick, hot fling. You're not down for no short time, no quick time. You're not going down a winding road. This person has a long way to go because they plan on only taking you on detours from your own path. And you're aware of this. You know their moves. And you are guarded and you are wise to do that. So they sit in sorrow, realizing what they have poured out. Using that, thinking of it as an adventure, a quick fling, a side piece, someone that didn't want to have a commitment or had commitment issues, a runner, wanted you to be the chaser and play that game going back and forth. But you're out on an adventure making new friends while they sit in sorrow. Because you're not about to play along, going down this winding road with them. Stand your ground. Stay protected. Don't accept a commitment from someone that's coming back in that you know is not on your level. No shade, just facts. It's not no, oh, you think you better than me? Well, in actuality, if you want to be really correct, that's on you. You can't swallow certain pills and build upon yourself like the person that you're envying, the person that you want to feed off of has done. How is it unfair for them to receive what they're receiving because they've been putting the work in? How is it that you think it's unfair because they have something that you don't, but it's something they work for, something you have not and chose not to? Shame on you for placing blame on your little petty karmicville friends that you work together with. Shame on you for being a grown-ass adult, gray in the ass, blaming another adult for your free will choices. And any reader that says, yeah, they're blaming their friends, and feeding into that energy, what do you think of them? Anybody that thinks that a divine anybody will take back somebody that's not in the upright, lost their wings, lost their glory, is going to take that motherfucker back. We're not here to make each other human. We're here to hold the mirror of reflection. That is the only way we're interconnected. Reflections of each other, the things that we need to awaken and heal. It doesn't mean because I have certain gifts and we're both on the up and up, going on the path separately but in the same direction, that we're all going to get the same rewards. So stop doing that also, because that's harvesting. I'm so sick and tired of people talking straightforward and then letting shit sideways go out like people ain't gonna pick that up. We're working as a whole across the globe on this grid to hold the vibration. We all have similar stories, very similar stories. But it really irks my nerves when I hear readers and those in the comments, oh, I claim this, oh, I claim that. What the fuck you claiming when you ain't did shit? You only wasting your time and your breath and fucking your own brain. Cursing yourself. Because you want to live in a lie. Because this goes across the board, not just this person on this table, this falling energy that still wants somebody else to give to them, still wants to feed off somebody else's energy. Does people really know what solo dolo is? It's not just a terminology. And it's something I've been saying for a while. Because I am solo dolo other than my children. And that's a whole nother story. Love them to life. Want to teach them the lesson so they don't have to repeat this kind of lesson that's a part of healing your lineage. Not cursing it. By not doing the research, knowing about self, knowing your own actual factual story. What life are you in? What was your past life? What are your true connections? Not just what you, oh, I like that. I'm going to be with this group right here. What's your lineage? Too many people are lazy to put in the work. Too many greedy vampire clones, imitators, imposers. They have to keep their strength now. Who gives a fuck if they're jealous because you've been putting in the work? You have a certain road, a path to travel. And don't they say you're not giving more than what you can handle? Well, bitch, apparently you couldn't handle this. You've already cursed yourself, your family, your lineage. And we're going to leave this right there. Didn't realize it's 40 minutes already. Peace and love. Peace and love.